Now, if you hadn't seen part 1, I am Cujo06241, and this is my this is part 2 of my list of superstars, WWE superstars and divas that I'm reviewing. I left off at Rey Mysterio. To recap, I gave him an 8 out of 10. And I said it's hard to explain, but I guess I just don't feel like I can give him anything better. Well, moving on. Next is a diva that just recently left she's gonna be gone for a year. Karma. Karma is just it's Karma. Do I gotta really say anything else? She's great. I mean, she's big. She's very big in more ways than one. And she is just a great competitor and definitely a future Divas champion. I think she is huge and big enough and strong enough. And she's not, she's not bad on the mic either. She's got great mic skills and she's just all around talented. And I think down the road when she comes back, she's going to be very big. Well, she already was big, but she's out for a year because she's pregnant. Oh, it's 9 months because she's pregnant. But when she comes back, she is going to storm the Divas roster, and I guess they should just look out, especially the Bella Twins, because they really made her angry before she left. But moving on. Next on my list is The Undertaker. The Undertaker hasn't really been seen since WrestleMania 27. And, there's not much I really can say about him. But I will say this, his entrance is amazing. He's not bad on the mic, he's the dead man. He probably shouldn't be talking on the mic, but he's very good. And I forgot to rate Karma. Karma, I give her a 10 out of 10 this time, because I mean she's probably the most dominant diva in the locker room besides Beth Phoenix. And when she comes back, I'm serious, the other divas better look out because she's going to storm the locker room as far as greatness goes. But back to The Undertaker. The Undertaker has really done nothing but impress me, and I've been a fan of him for years. Ever since I got into wrestling, actually. He was one of my favorites. And, he's big. And the guy is, he's really, he comes down the aisle, you're just freaking out, And and when WrestleMania comes around, it's the one time you don't want to face him is at WrestleMania, because of course he's 19-0, and I mean it's a hard streak to break. No one has gone 19-0 ever as far as WWE goes, and it's a very hard thing to do. Even the 2007 New England Patriots couldn't even do it, as much as I wanted to see that happen. But this isn't about the Patriots right now. This is about The Undertaker. And all in all, The Undertaker is very impressive, and I like him. I think he's great. He's a fierce competitor. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I give The Undertaker a 10. Yeah, I barely ever see him. And I think I'm kind of being a hypocrite because the other people I don't see, I didn't give a big score to. But The Undertaker, when he shows up and he just dominates all the time. And there's almost no way I can give him anything lower. So there you go, Undertaker. Next on my list is Randy Orton. Randy Orton, personally, I think fits more on Raw, but I mean, I don't know. What can you do? I wanted to see something else, but I'll get on that later. Randy Orton is a great wrestler. I mean, he's a superstar, whatever you want to call him. He's pretty good. He's good on the mic, and he's also good in the ring. And he gets better every week, and that's great. He's also a great World Heavyweight Champion. He definitely deserves it, even though I like Christian, but I also like Randy Orton. Orton is just, I mean, he's Randy Orton. You know, Randy Orton is not the kind of guy. He's also not the kind of guy to sit down and let you talk crap to him, because he'll make you pay. He won't throw words back at you. He'll just get up and RKO you. And to me, that's great. That's always been cool. He's got guts. I mean, that's why I like Orton, because he's got guts. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm also gonna give him a 10, because he's done nothing but dominate through WWE since leaving Evolution. Next on my list, CM Punk. CM Punk, you know, when he first came in on ECW, I was a huge fan of him. I liked him. I liked his style. I liked his uniqueness, how he was different from everybody else. You know, he wasn't this party guy. He wasn't, you know, this druggie or this alcoholic. He was, you know, whatever. He's a really good. He's good in the ring, and he's not bad on the mic. But what I don't like about him is the fact that he treats, you know, he looks at the fans and goes, "I'm straight edge, and that means I'm better than you." He's a real jerk about it. He's a jerk about his lifestyle. And I'm not saying straight edge is a bad thing. I'm saying don't rub it in. Who cares what you are? We're all different. But I mean, CM Punk also has guts, because he gave that big time speech before he left Raw this past Monday night. And I mean, that took balls. That took big balls to get out there and say that. And I'm not really fully with him, because I didn't like how he was insulting the fans. And he really doesn't. He had almost no right to insult Triple H and Stephanie McMahon or Shane McMahon, because they don't own the business yet. He doesn't know how they're gonna be. You know, and I mean, Vince McMahon, I'm not the biggest fan of, but I don't know. CM Punk, it took guts for him to say what he said. So much that I heard he got suspended. You know, I'm not gonna say exactly, but I heard he got suspended, and he's possibly gone for good. Which would really ruin the story, because him and John Cena were supposed to fight at SummerSlam. At Money in the Bank. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I give him a 9. He's great on the mic, and he's great in the ring, but he's a jerk about his lifestyle. So, yeah. And I like his moves, the Anaconda Vice. I thought that was always a cool submission move. Next on my list, John Morrison. John Morrison is one of my favorites, actually, right now. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring, and he's very talented. All that stuff he does in the ring, he created himself. The Prince of Parkour, you know. I do parkour myself, and it's not easy, but it's a lot of fun, and it will actually it builds up a lot of good muscle, builds up strength, and it's fun. But John Morrison brings talent to the table. Especially his move, the Starship Pain. I love that move. I wish I could do it. But all in all, John Morrison's just nothing but impressive. He's funny too. I really think he's funny. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give Morrison an 8. I know he's talented, and I know he's a great superstar, and probably a future WWE champion. But I don't really see him a lot anymore. And when you do, you know, he's talented and he's great, and I like him, but nothing's different. You know, it's just he hasn't really done much. But he is gutsy. He's a great competitor, and he's probably he's my second favorite superstar. Next on my list is Ezekiel Jackson, Big Zeke. The personification of domination. Ezekiel Jackson is great. Nothing but impressive. Kind of klutzy, but he makes up for it by being so strong, by being, you know, by not being afraid. And to me, that just takes balls. But he was a member of the Core. He was the first one to split. You know, he just recently beat Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental Championship. And I don't know. I think Big Zeke is a great superstar and a fierce competitor. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give him a 9 because, yeah, he's a great competitor and he's also a great fighter, but I don't really hear him talk a lot, you know, on the microphone, and it's his thing. He's not a big talker. He's more of an action, speak louder than words person, and I admire that too. But Ezekiel Jackson, 9 out of 10. And he is the Intercontinental Champion, so that also has to do with it. Next on my list is another diva by the name of Eve Torres. She's my second favorite diva behind AJ Lee, but you probably already know that. Eve Torres is great, and she's a hottie. I think she's a hottie, but you barely, I mean, when she comes out, there's nothing new. She doesn't really change a lot. And that's not a bad thing, but she probably would have been Divas champion again if she kind of swapped up her style. But I guess no one does that, and it's not fair for me to hit her on that. But she's a great competitor, and I think she's really good in the locker room. I think she's really good in the ring. And overall, she's awesome, you know. A scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give her about a 7 because she's amazing and she's good and all, but ever since losing the Divas title, she hasn't really done much, and I don't think I can give her anything more or anything less than a 7 out of 10. Moving on. Next on my list is another diva, Kelly Kelly. I like Kelly Kelly. I think she's hot, and I think she's good on the mic, decent on the mic. Her in-ring skills kind of need some work, but she is the Divas champion, so I really can't say much about her in-ring skills as far as bashing them goes. And I think she has impressed me in more ways than one. She has impressed me. I think she's a good competitor, and she's all in all she's really good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give her an 8 because she is Divas champion. She did overcome the odds of beating the Bella Twins, and well, it's not like that takes nothing. You know, of course, the Bella Twins aren't much unless they're together. But Kelly Kelly is a really good competitor, and she's really good at what she does. Actually, that's going to be where I end part 2. So stick around for part 3. Cujo06241 saying, drink more Wild Cherry Pepsi, and I'll see you on part 3.